Hey guys, welcome back to Aussie Thrifters.
Today we are going to take you along through our day a little bit and we're going to answer some questions from our Instagram.
Yeah, we're actually headed to Retail Fest in a couple days, which actually bridges into the first question. What is Retail Fest? So Retail Fest is a very big event over in the Gold Coast. It's designed for like retailers. eBay's a really big part of it. They kind of partner with Retail Fest. And there's some really good like keynote speakers, people talking about AI and all sorts of different business improvements. We actually went last year for the first time. And what did you think last year?
We really didn't know what to expect going in last year, and we were kind of asking ourselves like, is this the right thing for us? What's it going to do for our business? But we made some really big changes when we came back. We changed the way we were doing shipping, we changed the way that we were hiring, and it's actually changed a lot of what we were able to do in the year since we last went. So I'm really excited to see what this year brings, because you don't know if you don't go.
And I think the big announcement that we have is we're actually going to be on a panel this year, which is insane. From going from last year attending our first Retail Fest to being on stage with some really high quality eBay sellers. So we're really excited for that. Join us on the Wednesday morning. I think it's like 8:30, eBay Sell Smarter event. So we will actually be up on stage. So if you have questions for us, make sure you bring them along to the chat.
I think that is also going to be live streamed. We are so humbled to be able to contribute. Like, what is this?
Yeah, crazy. So join us for that, and hopefully we'll see you at Retail Fest.
I'm going to get into some steaming and some photographing, and Brad's going to take you downstairs to show you what he gets up to.
All right, so this morning I'm actually packaging up 10 of these store filler boxes, the $3 women's boxes. We did a little bit of a special on these yesterday because we had a lot of this in stock. We actually did 10 boxes for $1,000. So if you guys would like to do the same, I think I'd probably have enough to do one more at that price, obviously plus postage. But yeah, I'm prepping these this morning, ready to get sent out. I do also want to tell you guys about our golden ticket that we are doing on these at the moment. If you buy a store filler or a butter box in the women's range, that's the $3 per piece or $5 per piece boxes, we actually have a golden ticket in 2 of those boxes, which if you find it, you will actually get a $100 gift voucher, and that's going to go towards building your business. So you can either choose like a Bunnings voucher or maybe even an Officeworks, or you can choose to spend $100 on your next stock box. So now that these numbers are starting to dwindle down, the chances of you actually getting that ticket are pretty high. So jump over to Stockbox and jump on that giveaway. I'm actually running a 10% off as well if you buy 2 or more boxes for this month of May. So jump on before the end of May if you want to get some stock and your chance to win the golden ticket. My next mission is actually to get one more postage item out. We have a staff member now, Prabin, who does a lot of our postage for us, but we just had to confirm something with the buyer on this piece here because the tag had actually come off it. So it's like brand new without tags, whereas the listing was brand new with tags. But we've confirmed that with the buyer now and they're happy that the tag's just fallen off that. So I'm gonna get that posted to them and then we'll have a quick chat about this. Just to show you guys what we're actually doing with our postage now, we are using ready to ship for all our eBay orders. And the reason we're doing this is because it actually amalgamates all 3 of our eBay stores into one. We've obviously already done the postage today, so there's only this item plus the items that have already sold this morning that need to be shipped. But this program has made our life a lot easier. There are some other programs that you can use as well. I know there's like Starship It, ShipStation, all that sort of stuff, but we just found Ready to Ship worked best for us in our situation. So I'm not saying jump on Ready to Ship, we're not sponsored or anything by them, but I will say it is worth looking into third-party shipping programs, especially if you have multiple eBay stores or a high volume, because the great thing about this program, it lets me preset all of my items to a certain size satchel. So if you're just selling like t-shirts and shorts, you could set everything to small and then you don't need to change anything. So it's pretty much just to click through and pay and print and you're done. Another quick hack when you're doing shipping as well, these small like padded satchels are actually a little bit bigger than like the standard kind of vinyl mailers. So I just tried to fit that in here and it wouldn't actually fit, but I just shoved it into the padded mailer and it did fit into that bag. So essentially, instead of upgrading to a medium, I've saved myself a little bit on postage as well. Okay, you might have seen these hanging around in the background here. Now, I want to talk a little bit about these because this is the sort of stuff I'm passionate about. And this is actually the reason I got into reselling initially, was to collect N64 stuff. And obviously you get distracted along the way, and my focus was to keep building the business in other areas. And I kind of lost sight of what I actually started building this for. And the reason I started was to collect as much N64 as I possibly could. I kind of got to a point where I had a lot of the stuff, I sold a lot of the stuff, and I kind of kept the stuff that was really nostalgic for me. But I'm thinking this year I'm going to get back into it a little bit more heavily. So N64, NES, and SNES is going to be the stuff I'm looking to collect this year. These are just boxes, but I grabbed this because the box is in very good shape. It does have the controller box on the inside to fit out this dual controller set. So this was a nice little pickup, a couple $100 on that one. That'll go into collection and I'll try and fill it out over the next sort of year or so, you know, get an N64. I've actually got the controller at home so I can put that in the box, and that'll be a nice little completion for that one. One thing that I have been buying pretty heavily in the last sort of, I don't know, 2-3 years, mostly thanks to Diver Flipper, is match worn or player issue AFL stuff. And I got this one this morning. So this is a Mark Bickley, which I'm stoked to add to the collection. So if you guys ever come across any player issue stuff, especially Adelaide Crows stuff, give me a yell because I am collecting this stuff pretty hard. And if you have any N64, NES, and SNES, and you're willing to cut me a bit of a deal on it for my collection, I would love to chat on that as well. While we're talking about collections, I just wanted to thank Michelle and Mark for sending me this for my collection. Check that out. Signed old school AFL ball signed by a lot of Crows. We've got some Darren Jarman, we've got Mark Bickley, we've got Ben Hart, Malcolm Blight, Jamison. Very cool. Thanks, guys. All right, sticking on the gaming theme, I actually have to get some gaming stuff ready for one of our consistent buyers who comes through, deals with a lot of gaming stuff that we don't really have the capacity to test. We haven't really set up a proper station for it. So it's just easy for us to pass it on to them, and we have like set prices depending on if it's working or not. So I have a couple things for him today, and I just need to get them out and get them sorted. Okay, Jazzy actually picked this Wii up on last weekend, I think. So it's a nice little Wii, a couple little portals here as well. I don't know what that is. Little DVD player, that's random. And just some little bits and pieces. So I'll get this stuff ready for him, but he's definitely not getting that. So we've just got a little PS2 Platinum here, if you want to call it that, and a little controller, and then the Wii stuff. Generally, we'll have like a big bunch of stuff for this buyer, but they actually came through last week and picked up a bunch of stuff. So that is going to go to him today. We are also starting to try and process some of these like DVD VCRs because we have a buyer for those as well now. So we are doing these kind of wholesale deals for some electronics that we're working through at the moment. You know, we pick them up here and there when we see them and just kind of stack them up until they're ready to be picked up. Check this out. I found this last weekend. It's this Atari 52 ST. Now, I've never used that or played it or done anything with it, but that was a cool little find. Here's some more stock for that buyer, actually. We've got a PS3, another PS3, a couple PS3s that need cleaning, a PS2 and another PS3. The other thing that we have going today is we actually have some stuff in auction. So I'll show you what is getting auctioned off at the auction rooms. We do try and use them as much as possible to clear some of the bigger items that we get through some of our suppliers. So I'll show you what we're actually selling on there today. So we've actually got a few items that are going up for sale today. We've got a couple pairs of hiking boots. We picked up this AWA turntable with a cassette and CD player not that long ago for like $10. It is new and sealed, which is kind of cool. We had some Dyson stick vacuum bits and pieces that were needed to go. We had some glasses case that was actually from the storage unit, so that's up to $30 right now, which is nice. Obviously these aren't sold just yet. What else do we have? We just had a box of hats and scarves and stuff, trying to get rid of those. Some loose Lego bits and pieces. We had some AFL cards, $40 on that, isn't too bad, and it still wasn't finished. We had some cameras that we needed to clear, had a couple minor issues on it, or we didn't have the right sort of things to test them, so they've gone there. We've got some more Lego, some Kodak Easy Shares, which don't have a bid yet, so hopefully that gets a bid. We have found some Seiko watches recently, again in the storage unit. They're at $65 at the moment. We found a little Genie bottle, no stopper, that's at 10 at the moment. We picked this large North Adelaide Football Club banner up at the garage sale up north, I think, when they had the town garage sale for $20, so that's in profit so far. Some more cameras at $160 right now, 40. 18 on the framed Dungeon and Dragons poster. Again, we picked that up at the garage sale, so hopefully that gets up to 20. I think we paid either 5 or 10 on this Bombers poster, so hopefully that gets a few more bids. And this was the golf bag again from the storage unit. That's up to 70. I actually sold all the clubs separately for 600. So I did want to say that we are like diversifying our income streams by using auction houses. We've obviously got the wholesale options as well. We get a little bit of revenue off of here as well, but obviously eBay is still our biggest revenue. I think eBay is somewhere like 90%, probably between 80 and 90% of our current revenue. And it's been really interesting to kind of dip our feet into different areas this year just to try and secure our business and make sure we have cash flow coming through all year round, no matter what eBay is doing. So I'll actually run you through our revenue streams right now and where we're at for the year. Okay, so this is our FY 24-25, so financial year. Our goal was to hit $600,000 this year, which was where we kind of needed to be to make things make sense. Obviously, we have an employee now and also a VA. So we needed to kind of hit that $600,000 mark to pay for all our overheads, pay ourselves a decent wage, and obviously continue to grow. So we had a couple step goals here. We had eBay, which is our main store one. We had to kind of hit $9,230 a week. eBay store two, $961 per week. eBay store three, $192.30 per week. That's our outlet store, quite small. We had a goal for $10,000 in auctions, a goal for $50,000 in wholesale, and other like, Facebook Marketplace and kind of side deals of $1,000. So we've actually been tracking this over a period of time. You can see week by week what our numbers are doing. We had a little bit of a lower period through January and February, which kind of makes sense. That's generally your slowest time of year. So I've kind of color coded this. So we are behind in our main store, but I kind of expected that because we have sort of shifted some of the main store stock into this eBay store over here. So I think we're going to end short on that by probably, I don't know, $30,000, maybe $40,000, which sounds big, but we do make it up in other areas, so that's fine. eBay store 2 is pretty much right on target. Orange is like right on the cusp of hitting that weekly goal. So I think we're about $200 behind on this. I reckon we'll be fine on that eBay store. And blue is actually, we've surpassed our goal. So on eBay store 3, we wanted to hit 10,000. We've actually done 18,793.30 cents already. So that's a big tick done. Blue is over and above. Auctions, we wanted to hit 10,000. We've done 19 because we did that big auction next door. Wholesale, we've absolutely smashed. So our goal was to do 50,000 and we've done 100,000. Small margins on this stock, so that looks like a big number, but realistically, it boils down to very small amounts of profit, but that is something we're trying to build for the future. And other, we've smashed that goal as well. So overall, we are ahead of target right now. So I reckon we're going to sort of hit between 620 and 630 this year, which is a bit of an increase based on us just running this business. So I know that was a lot of numbers and maybe that's interesting to some of you and not interesting to others, but I think it is important to sort of show those things. Obviously, that doesn't mean much unless you know profit margins, and we're sort of sitting between about 24 and 26% for most of this year. There has been some periods where that's been higher and lower, but right now, I think last week when I did it, it was about 24%. So that is nice to hear because that's essentially the money that we're paying ourselves for this period of time. So good to see those numbers, but it doesn't necessarily mean much unless you know the bottom end. And obviously we have done more than that in the past when we had our partners on board. I think our biggest year when we had Cara and Dan on board was $760,000. But obviously we had an extra store attached that had, I guess, banked up listings and that feedback and lots of stuff that's helping out. So I'm very proud that we've actually rebuilt our business to this level, and I'm really excited for what next year is going to bring. All right, next task for today is to sort all of these shoes into $10 lots and $5 lots, and get them in some boxes and up on stock box. So we are currently working through all of these boxes over here to try and get them up and on stock box and clear out some space in the warehouse. We're going to sort all of these into sort of 10s and 5s. So in a 10, you're probably going to find stuff like these here. These are a nice pair of Brooks. They are a Adrenaline GTS, good condition, good sole, and a good running shoe. So they're going to definitely go on a 10. You'll probably also find like a few pair of these like Nike Flyknits. Now these are a bit dirty, so they will need a bit of a cleanup, but otherwise they're a good quality shoe. There's no sort of holes or rips or any sort of major damage to the sole, so they'll go in a 10 as well. Same with these like little nice Adidas ones here. Again, they're probably gonna need a little bit of clean, but that's probably okay for a 10. These Keds are in like brand new condition as well, so they'll probably go in a 10. Stuff that's probably gonna get downgraded a little bit to like a 5 is, you know, some brands that aren't quite as good, like this pair of Under Armour here. This is still a good quality shoe, but I'm happy for someone to make a little bit of money on those if I put them in a 5. Some nice Nike basketball shoes. These are the Air Versatile 3s. They'll go in a 10. Some really nice clean Pumas, probably going to go in a 10 as well. We'll get some like women's like heels and stuff. These are Joe Mercer's. Again, that'll drop into a 5. These ones are brand new in their box, but not a like super like high-end brand. These are just Therapy, so that'll be a 5. So the idea with these is we're just going through and kind of determining which box are going to go in, either a 5 or a 10. The 10s, I'd say you're probably going to average at least a 35 plus sale price, and the 5s anywhere from, I'd say, like a 20 up to about a 35. There might be some that go a little bit higher. There have been some really nice shoes going to some of the 10s as well. We don't get the $10 boxes very often in shoes. If we get an overload of stock in shoes, then they end up in the 10, but otherwise we're listing high quality shoes as well. So I've just started packing this $10 shoe box. We've got 8 in there, so we're gonna put this aside until we get enough to fill a box. These come with 25 in a box, so we'll have to wait until we get some more of those before we can put them up. I didn't want to bore you guys with packing this box as well, but we've just done a $5 bag box, so you can see there's quite a nice little range here, nice little juicy, Culture Kings. It's kind of a nice little mix. Again, these are probably anywhere from sort of 25 up to maybe 40 for some of these, so $5 a piece, not too bad, and there is 40 per box. Pretty much done in the warehouse for today. We need to drop off one parcel, but should we do a quick thrift on the way home?
We should always do a quick thrift on the way home, duh. It's the best part of the day and our favourite way to wrap up the workday, going past Savers.
It's going to be interesting if we can find anything, because I had their sale like 2 days ago, so.
Oh, this will be interesting then.
I always like to look at this sort of stuff when I see it, just in case, but what have you found?
This is a sweat catcher for your crotch sweat.
Here's one right on the edge of what I'm willing to pay, $11.79. We do have a 20% off discount, and it is a 2XL, so that's probably the only reason I'm going to grab that one. Here's another one that I will grab. It is the smallest one, but it is the Longhorn brand of R.M. Williams, and it's kind of like almost a denim, kind of thicker cotton. So $11.79, I think that's a fair price for this piece here. Here's a brand that we do look out for, Sally Phillips. This is a women's like blazer, $20.49. I'm not sure what the material is. Looks like it's just basic polyester and spandex, but I might show Jazz that because that's something that's a little bit unique. I'm not great at picking Sally Phillips, but I'll show her that and see what she reckons. Just seem to be finding R.M. Williams all day here today. This is like a little coat, $29.99, which is up there in price. But I think for that piece, it could be worth it. Here's an interesting brand, Veronica Beard. Now, comps look okay on this. I haven't found too much Veronica Beard before, so I'll definitely show Jazz on those. But I think that might be a pickup because they're only $9.49. Okay, I've never seen this before. Thomas Cook, but it seems to be like some sort of collab with these girls, Powerpuff Girls. This is crazy. How are you going?
Oh, are you ready? Are you ready to see what I've got?
I'm hoping you're doing better than me because I got some cool stuff, but yeah, but I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if these are legit, but or if someone's just like put.
This could be a home project.
It's just really cool, hey.
I don't know.
I just can't tell. Like, has
I think someone's bought the patches and like ironed them on and put like glitter polish.
I mean, I don't know. I just had to pick
You
it up
love
and
it,
show
so
you.
someone else might love it as well.
Now, here's something else I thought you might want to look at. I looked up this brand and it looked pretty solid. Veronica Beard.
I have not heard of this, but they feel nice.
And there's 2 more in the basket that I think you should look at. The R.M. Williams jacket just there. It's like $30.
I think that's okay. Has this got wool in it? It's 100% wool.
And then this one here. This is the one I'm not sure on. It's Sally Phillips.
What are you not sure about?
Well, I just don't know at the price point because it's like $20.
That is expensive, but it's also pink and like velvety.
So if you're happy with that, I'm happy with that.
Blech. I was happy with that. Blech.
Oh, we're going to have to leave that one behind. What did you get?
I have had to ratchet up the focus to find things post-sale, but we've got the Meshki. I don't like that it's white, but I like that it's new.
Okay.
Thomas Cook Hard Slog.
Okay.
It's green in a size 16 and that rhymes, so that made me think I should buy it.
Green in 16.
We'll come back to that one. Commonry, it's just a basic, it's linen, the price is right. This is only the second time ever that I found second female, and I would love to find more. $9.49, happy days. Guess.
Sportscraft Liberty.
It is actually just Liberty,
Liberty.
by herself, the queen.
Okay.
How
okay.
surprising is that? Thomas Cook. It's
Yeah.
blue, it's bold,
$10.
going home with a cowgirl. Do you guys remember We got a Uniqlo collab jacket and it sold for like a couple of $100.
Oh, it's the same
Same
one.
collab, but it's just the t-shirt. But at $4.49, that's the best quality t-shirt you're gonna get. Bright, fun commonry.
Yeah,
Honestly,
commonry.
this is what I came here for.
That's really bright. That's a nice piece, that one.
Here's your sports craft.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
It's a silk blend.
Wow.
Slippery silk guy if you're still out there.
Okay.
That one's for you.
Yeah, you got way more than I did.
I don't know if I can buy this one. Okay, this is a wild card. What I like about it, apart from being green, is that it's Japanese wool.
Okay. Tazeko.
And like the data isn't there on eBay, but it does look like quite an expensive
Quality.
brand.
Yeah, that might be
And
a
it just
try.
feels good.
It's like you can take experiments when you have the right sort of stuff. So Japanese wool,
Can I risk $15 on Japanese wool?
I think so.
Probably. I might have to sit on it for a while. And then I'm not real sold on this style, but something we don't see a lot is fat face.
Oh,
So they're $5.99, but they're like beige and small.
I think we do have to leave the home project here. What
Do
do you
you
think?
just want them for you?
For me, I don't think they're going to fit
Oh,
me.
I didn't even see that they're 17.
Yeah, expensive.
Everyone, please leave your appreciation for these amazing pants.
Whoever did that, like I did have a quick look and I couldn't find anything, so that was kind of a giveaway. And then I did a quick Google search and I couldn't find anything, but I just thought like there was a small chance.
Someone put effort into these.
I just snagged this on one of the racks as it came out, $16.49, really nice Summit Series North Face. So
People, I know you're trying to check out, but I thought this might be wool, but it's 100% cashmere and it's coming home with me.
wow, nice little find just before we check out.
I love it.
All right, guys, today turned into more of a bit of a day in the life of than answering questions, but I hope you've enjoyed seeing a little bit more of our day and what we're up to. We're actually going to head home now and actually do our listings. So our VA has done all our drafts for us, which is awesome. So we're going to get onto that and we will see you either at Retail Fest or in our next video. Thanks for being here, guys, and we'll see you later.